This cardboard section of the background to the Buckaroo unit is stapled onto the board with staples, which you cannot see now because I put strips of 2mm Depron foam over those to stop the staples possibly scratching the back glass. Originally there was a rubber foam over them which just fell apart, fell into dust. So that's done. And round here you can see the Buckaroo unit, and it works, but you'll see that there's a hole there and there's another hole which you might be able to see there, and there should be a spring between those two holes that help the mechanism work a little more effectively. The spring was never there when I had the machine, so I've got to find something that will go in there, and I've got some smaller springs, so we'll see if I can make up something. Okay, well that's done, and we'll see whether that has any effect. We'll see whether that makes any difference. Okay, well it was working before, the spring, but not consistently, so we'll see if that makes any difference. Here's one of those little nails that hold the side rails on. So they're tapped in, but they've got a screw on them, so they twist as they go in, which helps make them more secure than a conventional nail or pin, I guess. And there's no slot, so that unscrupulous youths in the arcade can't unscrew these. Anyway, I've got a bunch of these, not sure if they're enough, but if there are any missing I'll just have to substitute the screws. I'm about to start polishing up one of the rails. It's already had a lot of work with sandpaper along the grain to try to get rid of lots of the deeper scratches. Possibly needs a little more sandpaper work. These plastic channels for the playfield glass have to go on next. Once I've cleaned them out, they just slot into that gap there, and then they're stapled in place, and I've got a staple gun so I can go back the same way. So let's get that done first of all. Okay, well the side rails are now on. I've just put one of those nails in at the moment till I'm really sure that this is exactly as it should be, but I think it is. Same on the side. There we go. Clearance for the flipper buttons. Now, what next? These little caps that press on the tops of the fittings that hold the plastics down. We've got 7 out of a required 10. 2 fitted here, same over there, but there are some missing Now, over here, this post that's normally got a protrusion on it there hasn't, because someone's changed the fitting. The hole in the board had become damaged, so rather than just put a screw into it, a special screw with that top, they've actually put a machine bolt through with a nut on the other side of the playfield. So won't be so easy to even make a little fit on there. I'll have to think of something. But the idea is to make some replacement caps that look vaguely like the ones that are there, and I'm going to see if I can find some bits to do that. I've got some bits of old radio aerial here, tube, and I've just I've got some of these little nuts, and I've just hammered one in to there. And if I now cut this off and fold over the open end, I might be able to make something that looks a bit like those covers, caps. We shall find out. Okay, I'll saw this off and see what happens. Well, I suppose if you don't look too closely, it might do. Perhaps that'll do. Here's the real one. And here's my one. And if we don't tell anyone, they'll never notice. Got to make two more though, one for there and one for there. I've now removed the old doorbell that someone had put on to start the game, and connected the two wires to the front door button. So I'll switch on the mains and see what happens. Here we go. Okay, so we've now got a sensible way to switch on the machine.